What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be covering a low skin fade, and this time it's going to be a bit of a short blend. So when doing a short blend, we want to keep this super low and a super tight fade. So in this case, we're using the 1.5 guard, and the line that I'm using here as the guide is imagine where we would have the skin line for a mid fade, and that's where we're going to stop with the 1.5. So because we're doing a low fade, we want to keep this super low. We aim it down, starting all the way at the front of the ear, and then we do want to fade this in to his beard. It's just a courtesy thing not to have them walk out with a big line on their beard, so just blend it in. It's super easy. But then continuing with that guideline, we want to bring that around the ear, drop it really low in the back, and just follow the guideline that we put in earlier with the 1.5. Once you have the 0 guideline, you can open the blade up and put the next guide in, and that's the open blade, and it should be about halfway through the 1.5 whole section that we have here, just about another finger width in size. So I didn't do this before, but I'm using the trimmer now. Usually I would have done this right after we did the 0 guideline, but since I had the clipper in my hand, I just put in the open blade, but it's the same thing, just the trimmer underneath the 0. And once you're done with the trimmer, then we can go into blending from that 0 into the open blade, starting closed and slowly opening up the blade as you need and blending it into the open blade that we put in. So once everything's faded from the 0 into the open blade, we can put the half guard on, and then we are fading up into the 1.5 guard that we first started with. We use the 1.5 guard in the beginning just to clear off bulk and give us an idea to make sure the full fade stays underneath this area, but it's not a dead set guideline. It can be moved up, and in this case, when we were using the half guard to fade into this 1.5 that we first put, it kind of pushed it up a little bit, which is totally fine. Just got to make sure to put the 1.5 guard back on and then just push that up to make sure that guide is a true 1.5. So not every haircut is perfect exactly how you want it, and it doesn't go as planned every single time. You have to be able to adjust based on what's happening. And in this case, the hair was very dark. It's very dark black hair, and I figured the best bet to do is the clipper over comb to blend into the top length, and I don't regret that at all. The only thing I regret is potentially going too far in with clipper over comb. Because the hair grows straight out, you could see right to the scalp with any light and looking in the right direction, and I wish I would have left it a little bit darker just so the fade is much more pronounced. So this is the part of using the thinning shears to make sure everything is perfectly blended. I just may have potentially gone a little scissor happy, and that's totally fine. You have to be able to admit the things that you need to change and things you need to work on, and I have no problem showing a haircut where I potentially did something that could be improved. The way you resolve going too far with thinning shears is stepping back. The hair texture looks different in different light. So turn the chair, look at it from different angles, and just make sure you're not cutting too much so you don't lighten everything up too far, because you can always take off more, you can't put it back. And to clean up the rest of the haircut here, we just do the C-cup like I always say, we start with that top corner and just curve it around. Just gonna clean up the fade a little bit, and that should be our final step for this haircut. So hopefully this video showed you guys that not every haircut goes as smoothly as you expect. You do need to overcome some obstacles, and you do learn from every haircut that you do. And if you did learn something or find any use out of this video, really appreciate it if you left a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.